on Twitter, Team Fortress TV on Twitter, at Team Fortress TV. Really fun Twitter. Over 1,000 followers now, and they will keep you up to date, not only on the matches that we cast, but good TF2 streams to watch nightly. And one more thing, if you look at the bottom of your screen, there is a subscriber button. Holy cow, if you want to be part of the cool kids spamming faces in chat, you can subscribe. Money goes to help us casters as we are live here. A laggy first mid. Hopefully that will work itself out here. BP is going to be red. Fully Torqued is going to be blue. As we are ready to go here first mid. They are lagging all over the place here. It's getting worse as the game's going on. But Pure is going to be the first death through the mountain of lag here. Trades going on back and forth. Fragile still up. Shade's still up here. Banny is back a point. They've got a nice control. Does BP. Here comes the bomb into Banny. Can this soldier finish him? Seagull does get him. Shrugger's gonna drop him, but that Banny kill was huge for Seagull. That might cue the win here. Big scout fight. Shrugger is able to drop Shamba, but the Fragile gets his Uber and pops it. He is by himself right now, just hanging out on the point. He's waiting for Pure to make his way back. He may have waited too long, and now he's gonna find his demo, and they're gonna back out really, really close. Uber play, but of course Shade Sigma does have his in his back pocket, so he's ready to go.
Yeah, I think Fully Torqued might just want to force them here, but it looks like they're a little tentative. They don't want to commit another person, so maybe they're going to be content to back up behind the chokes. The Gullywash chokes are pretty strong positions. Unfortunately, we're lagging all over the place still, or at least I am,
really
so I can't see very well, but...
Yeah, let me just say, sorry to cut you off, before people do, and they will anyway, it's fine. This is not Truck's lag. We are everyone in Source TV, it's an interp problem. It's just the Source TV itself, the ESEA's Source TVs have been really laggy the last couple weeks. Hope that they would finish that off. But in the meantime, while I'm saying that, Shrugger is going to sneak upper and drop the combo. Fragile and the Seagull are going to go down. The lag subsided long enough to see that huge double on Bats, and that might just be round. Sigma, I'm actually going to crash out of this Source TV, so I'm going to have to ask you to call the rest of this round.
Alright, I got it under control here. So that was a nice attempt to hold by Fully Torqued on 2, but I mean, they didn't watch the lobby, they didn't watch behind them at all, and now BP already going into last. The Uber is popped, the Heavy's coming out, but he takes some sticky damage early, so no crit buff for him. Scouts all over point. It's 2 down for Fully Torqued, 1 down for BP, and Fully Torqued slowly falling apart, less Fragile, and Justin clutch this. Now just Justin, and that's it. So first round goes to BP. A pretty extremely close mid with Fully Torqued almost capping it, and then just losing that 1v1 scout fight right at the end there. And then things crumbled for them as they let Shrugger get up behind, get a double kill. But now we're running out to the second mid, so let's see if Fully Torqued can get some control of this. Now that I'm not lagging anymore, I can see clearly what's going on. Looks like Fully Torqued getting really aggressive up onto the right side. BP, a little bit of a slower developing play, they're just taking their own side. Or no, they're both taking each other's right side, so there we go. Lots of damage going out onto Fully Torqued. Zebrian's the first kill, and it doesn't look like they've really got any aggression going, but no, Justin sneaks in onto Shade, so Shade's down. That's good for them. Fragile probably just wants to back out a little bit here. He's really low, and the only play left for these scouts is to dive onto his face, but he's got his protective demo Seagull combo circling around him, and now it's just Sizer who... He's still in,
yeah, Sizer's gonna try to find some
that's not gonna work.
Wow, I'm gonna crash again right away. Holy crap.
Oh,
this is not a good start. I don't know what's going on here, but keep going, Sigma. You're doing great, man.
That was a good start for Fully Torqued there, that mid. I didn't think that they were getting aggressive. I felt like they were just taking their side, and I didn't see the scouts sneaking in around. They've got the big kills to make that play. So now they have a very dominant position on 2. There's no entry spam to be had for BP to defend this, so all they can really do is sit back, throw a few long-range shots. Not really much hope to even pop the Uber here unless they decide to suicide a few people, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the play. They're just going to try to slow them down enough through lobby, maybe get some damage onto Fragile so that he has to pop in, but he dodges his way through, and now the Uber comes in through main. There's a sentry up, sentry's now down. They have Heavy, he has a crit buff, so that's pretty good for them, but there's Stickies going down on the point, there's a scout on the point. No! Shade gets the Uber in time to save it. So now, Fragile's probably just going to be booking it out of there. A few straggling players maybe looking to make a play at the end of it, but it's just going to be Fully Torqued backing out for their spawns.
I'll give you a breather. I caught the end of that. What a hold. Shade just pulling an Uber out. They're not out of danger quite yet. I mean, they're not going to be able to go push out a second here. But Fully Torqued looked great in that round. I don't know how they didn't get that, actually. I was watching the stream while you were casting, and it seemed like they had that round, but just at the very end, Shade got that Uber. The Heavy just didn't go down. He got knocked down kind of low, but not enough here.
The big difference is that the Fully Torqued was slowed down quite a lot by that spam on 2 and in lobby, so that gave Shade time for the Uber, and what we saw BP do to them in the last round. That heavy got hit before his crit buff, so he was super low the entire fight, but Shrugger had his buff the entire time, so even though he went low, that extra 150 HP from the beginning makes a huge difference. Now, we grind to a halt. We need to oil the gears, because it's Gullywash last, and it's Uber versus Uber.
Oh, look at what they're doing. BP has got a sentry gun up behind those boxes on the right side of spawn for the defensive side, which is a classic sentry spot. It's hard to catch it with really any damage. You have to turn the corner on it pretty much, as Sizer's actually going to move that bad boy, throw it on his back, and there's a heavy, there is an NG. Sigma, welcome back to casting. We're here on Gullywash, where teams just kind of sit here and hate their lives. So we do have a sniper being run by Justin. Didn't mention that. He's going to have a shot. He actually connects onto tag. Not the best pick, but anything will do because that's 1 for nothing.
Yeah, and actually Pure jumps into water off that pick. Interesting enough. So he's going to sticky from behind the point.
And that's
While
certainly
the Uber
going
comes
to
in, he's going to try
here.
to juggle people away. But no, this is, I don't think this is gonna work for
the
push.
Is dangerous. Oh, Manny just caught everybody after Uber went out. There goes Pure. There goes Fragile. The river push was brave, but it just gets shut down. Seanbud is going into last. He's trying to make a play onto the medic. Seanbud trying to get the medic, but no. Manny secures his 3rd kill of the defense and fully torqued. They got that pick on Tagarun, but honestly, Sigma, I would have liked them to wait for maybe a better pick because the roamer just comes on up. And he's gonna spawn into the fight, and it's almost, I mean, he's just fine. He'll spawn in on you and catch you, but fully torqued got that pick and they went in. Now we're at middle as Seagull's going to open up this fight. We do have our streamer crashing, so at some point, oh god, at some point Valve is going to want to fix that little issue where we just crash out of specking. It happens in servers, it certainly happens in Source TV, and it's really frustrating, but I will call this action. Fully torqued gets a nice counter play here, drops Banny and Shrugger, the 2 super players for BP right now, and the pressure is back onto the mini spire of BP's 2nd point. Looks like they're going to pop Uber, will BP, not sure about this play, but they want to try to defend, and they're going to do so, but fully torqued gets out mostly. They did lose 2. Justin and Pure went down, but Fragile has a full 100% advantage with his team, so they are going to be able to re-push this as soon as they get back in. Again, guys, sorry about the crashing issue. There's nothing that we can do about it except for cross our fingers and hope. I was trying to get people to pray to their various deities, and I still encourage that. Pray to whatever you believe in, that we will not crash anymore. He's back! So you guys can see the action here. So expect the blue push out of fully torqued. They have their Uber, and they've actually gotten in here, Sigma. I don't know if you're back in yet.
Yeah,
but they're just going to crawl on the point here and not pop. They do lose 1. Shade is at 75%. And actually, Sizer able to run in and drop the demo yet again. I don't know if this push is going to work. They probably should have tried to Uber onto the combo here. They will get the point, but now both teams do have Uber.
Yeah, there's no way Fragile's going to get out of here without popping. He has to pop there for that scout, and now what he needs to be looking to do is get the Shade's Force and then get out himself, and that's looks like what it's going to be, is Uber fades. I guess that soldier didn't have a rocket loaded, so he couldn't jump him. I thought he was not going to make it out there, but Fragile throwing a smoke bomb, making it back out, and actually, in a weird turnaround, this works as they get their spawns. I didn't think dropping 3 people before the Uber could ever work, but just with the timing, that play did work out, so now it's the last push, even Ubers, so I'm kind of expecting Justin to suicide and go sniper here, although I would prefer to see a more committed, like maybe 2 or 3 man attack on Shade, see what they can get. And is this paused or is this just me?
Yeah, it's paused. I think it's paused.
Good.
So there is a pause. We can catch our breaths here. This round has actually been pretty crazy. I think I crashed in the beginning of it, but I've been back to see a lot of it. A lot of back and forth. The red Ubers, Shade and Lansky didn't have a good Uber there, what Sigma's talking about. Once you drop 3 guys like that, BP probably should have gotten even more aggressive, but yeah, in that situation, they definitely should have retaken 2, but they didn't. But we're paused out here, so we can theory craft and comment on the way better players and what they're doing.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I mean, we're probably going to see Justin attempt to snipe again, because it's Justin. That's kind of the play that this team, as far as I've seen, tends to run. But I kind of prefer on this map, and generally any last that's hard to push in, also has the characteristic of being hard to push out of. So you can afford to drop like 3 players and then hide behind point 2 with your Uber, and then once your spawns are back, you have an Uber fight, and then it's, 6v6 again. Plus you have a pretty good chance of making something happen against the enemy medic with that many people committed, because I'll just point out where Shade's standing here. This is like a very good spot to hold up close on this left door against this last, because there's absolutely no sniper line, and the angles to jump on you are really tough. But it does make it more difficult for you to actually get away from a large number of people jumping on your face, because you can't get back into spawn. So, I mean, with the heavy there, it may or may not work, but I don't know. That's what I would do if I was them, but...
Yeah, I think what we're going to see is Justin end up going sniper here. It's just, if you have Justin on your team, why wouldn't you abuse that fact and try to run? He got that opening headshot on a tag to start the last push. With a heavy there, I mean, yeah, it's sort of an obscured sightline. If we look over where those two scouts are sitting, we call this river. Because there's so much water. No. Because,
it dried up a little bit.
Yeah, there used to be water in the bottom of this underpass area where Fully Torqued tried to push last attempt. But run a sniper down through there into that door, and where it sits right now, he would have a shot, as we are actually going to unpause, and we are ready to go. I got word as to why the pause occurred, so it actually tipped me off as to what's going to happen here as we re-pause yet again. So the teasing... unpause, just a tickle right there for us. Try to get back in the action. It's hard to tell with all this lag, Sigma, whether or not it's a pause or if we're just lagging out.
Yeah, I was worried there when I was talking and I saw everybody stop moving. I was like, no, not my game again.
The worst part about this crash glitch is there's no error. You just go to desktop. It's like, all of a sudden, back at desktop. And I don't know if anyone has figured out what the cause is. I've heard people say if you click too quickly through the people in the server that you're specking, or hit spacebar too much to change your view thing, that might have something to do with it. But I don't know, it seems very random, and it's just straight to desktop. It's like you're specking, and bam, desktop. And that sucks, actually, a lot. So hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. I'm trying my best to refrain from clicking a lot now, and hopefully that is the magic panacea to the problem. Anyway, so we are finally unpaused here. I believe it was Shrugger who ended up crashing during that, so we'll see if that comes back to bite BP or not. As right now we're just spamming away. Justin's still hanging out on Scout, and they have not made a suicide play as of yet, but it looks like just the way he's kind of going back and forth here in the river that he's definitely thinking about trying to get in.
Yeah. Another thing they could do is they could drop a scout into water. Okay, here's a soldier bomb coming in. The heavy is there, and the heavy is strong, and Seabrian's gonna go down. Not any damage onto... Actually, I can't tell because my HUD's broken. Shade actually dies there.
Uber, are you kidding?
Oh, man.
Oh, he didn't have it. He just got caught out. He didn't have it quite yet. My HUD is still broken. So sorry for getting over-exaggerated. But still, they walked in tag. Yeah, he's going to try his best to stop this push. I was going to say tag got in on Shay, but that didn't happen. But that's going to cue the push here. And BP has almost no chance to hold this. Nice delayed push in. Just getting frags. Climb on the point. People are tied up. Holy cow. Shade went down just in the middle of his whole team.
Yeah, that was a really nice play from Z-Brian there to get a full rocket onto Shade, Shade there. I thought he didn't hit anything because my HUD is frozen because of the pause, but he got a good rocket on him, and then Seagull just peeked in from the top and finished him off. So now, roll into another mid after Fully Torqued manages to even it up. Got a big amount of aggression onto the right side from Fully Torqued, but now they're getting collapsed upon by BP. Lots of frags going on from both sides, mostly Fully Torqued getting the better end of it, and wow. Yeah, now they've got control of the side. Just Sizer. Jesus.
Brad throws a sticky at Banny. That's wild piping Sizer. Are they switching hats here? Is that really Banny that's playing for Pure? That was nuts. And yeah, there's an easy mid-win. Commanding Shade goes down. Fragile's building his Uber. Our HUDs are still broken here, guys. So yeah, that is definitely bad, as it looks like there is still quite a bit of lag. I'm trying to look over at the stream. But Fully Torqued pulling a shocker right now. I definitely thought BP was going to win this game easily, and right now, Fully Torqued actually looks like a better team, Sigma. Definitely winning these mids. It's a soldier play. Z-Brian getting some very efficient bombs out.
Yeah, their mids have been extremely strong. That's where I thought they would manage to get a few rounds from, but not to this extent. Now we have the Uber coming into last. Shade surely doesn't have it yet. They got the old Pyro blasting away, but Shrugger's going to die there. And now Seagull up onto the enemy spawn. He's killing the soldier. My HUD works again, and I can see that BP is all dying. There's just Banny left with nothing loaded from the looks of it. One sticky at a time. Can he hold off this combo? I don't think
my
there's
God.
anybody with stickies that good.
Fragile's gonna end it. He's gonna pin him to the wall with an arrow through the brain. It's like, you guys can't kill Banny. I got this. Arrow. Easy onto Banny for the 2-1 now in favor of Fully Torqued. They are running BP right now. That was a quick round. BP, I mean, Sugar did crash during the course of that round. He's now at 0 points. Wow, okay, well, here we go. Mid-fight number 4. Can BP turn it around? You gotta watch this Soldier aggression out of blue. They've gotten so much damage done. Here we go. Looks like BP's electing to go up their side. They're gonna shut down Z Brian right away, and Shrugger is going to turn Fragile out. He is done, and Shade is doing absolutely fine, although there is Soldier pressure on the back. Pure is able to collect Shrugger. Could they possibly win this fight? The needles are out. The Vamp needles are out, and Shade is under pressure here. Can he stay alive? Yes, with the help of Sizer. Banny is still alive, but Pure is tossing damage up at him. Here he goes. He's going to jump in on the back.
Oh.
What a pipe onto Shade. Are you kidding me? And a second on the Banny. Pure. What the hell? Brad goes crazy and wins the mid-fight. Are you kidding, Sigma? What?
Wow. I've got the glitch on Pure right now where he's just a floating sticky launcher, and that looked absolutely horrifying. The grenades flying through the air and then just everything dying in front of them. It's like the touch of a ghost coming in. And that's going to give Fully Torqued a commanding position here. All of BP may be up, but Shade just getting there. Tag's trying to make the play onto Choke. No damage on the Fragile, so now they can walk in slowly, take their time, and BP's position is really not that good to spam this. They're gonna put out some delaying. There's stickies on point to slow things down, but the Scouts up top capping on check, and that's gonna be another 2 for Fully Torqued. So now we might see like another suicide play, that same deal to even it up with the.
They have a tiny advantage. It's about, what, 20% or so? If they go right now, they can get in and possibly get Shade before he gets it. But look how tucked away Shade is behind the heavy, and it looks like Shade is going to get it. They definitely had a small window, just a porthole-sized window to try to sneak out of, but actually going to just have confidence that they have advantage and pop in right now. It's actually a blunder because Shade's going to Uber, and Z Brian is going to go down. They've gotten in very deep here. The question is, can they get out? Shrugger is going to Uber heavy, just crush Sean Bud out. It looks like Fragile did get out for right now. They're going to pressure him. He's got his demo and a scout with him up on top, but here comes BP. They're going to try to circle around these guys. Fragile, though, is out. He is at his choke, and looks like BP is not going to be able to catch him here, but they are probably going to be able to retake second, but they have to watch out for these respawning blue guys on the flank, and it looks like 2 is going to go, but there is a scout trying to get in. It looks like maybe sneaking under, trying to get a flank going.
Yeah, in the meantime, Banny picks up Z-Brian. I guess that was behind him since he's just coming from lobby now, and knowing BP, they're probably going to push off that one soldier pick. I think they can bully their way through this choke. Shade does take some damage, and he doesn't have Uber yet, so that's going to give them cause to wait up a little bit, and looks like they're just going to chill out. Justin is very brave. Yeah, right in front of their combo, so he's dead. That could give BP incentive to push again. They're looking really close to this choke. They look like they want to go, but I don't know. Here, they're leading with the scout. This is it. There's surely going to be the pop soon. They actually, wow, they milked that out with Landscape falling to 100 health, and now they have a really long pop against this blue combo. Seagull's going to try to get out to drop down, but that gives a full Uber coming in to mid for BP. We got the plays attempted on Shade. He goes low, but everything's dying from Fully Torqued. That was a really interesting bait half
oh my
scout
God,
soldier
Justin,
push.
at the end of the fight in front of 2, the demo and soldier, he pistoled down Shade to possibly save this midpoint. Brad is so brave. He had a beautiful pipe earlier in that fight, but he's going to go down. Pure, the demo is down. He's just having such a good round. Like, that mid play, I can't say how awesome that was. Like, that was one of the coolest demo plays I've ever seen. He landed at 27 health. Hit a sticky and pipe combo, or sorry, it was 2 pipes to drop the combo to really, I mean, that almost win him the round. I mean, Shade was about 10% away from losing that last push, but holy cow. All right, well, BP is going to take 2 points back. They are chilling out at middle right now. The lag is going to pick up here, so we are sorry about that. Not in our control. But as we stalemate out here, let me say, as we have about 1.3K of y'all, hello, that if you like what you see, Team Fortress TV, go ahead and follow us here. Our stream, we're going to be streaming at least 3 matches a week. And yeah, follow our YouTube, youtube.com, Team Fortress TV, and our Twitter, twitter.com, or at Team Fortress TV. You don't have to go to twitter.com. But yeah, follow all those because we would love you if you did so. But during all that long-winded shout-out, nothing happened in the game, so I feel good about that. As both teams are kind of reorganizing here, trying to figure out how to push and defend.
We kind of had the funny position where BP thought that Fully Torqued had a big Uber advantage on them, but actually Fragile ran back to the first spawn, and all his team got forward spawn before mid-cap, so he didn't actually build the advantage, so BP was hiding back in their own choke, and it was actually pretty much even, and Fully Torqued was just chilling out, waiting, but BP was super afraid of them because they could have had like 30%. Anyways, now that we've normalized back into just normal Uber versus Uber, everybody knows what's going on again, and looks like Fully Torqued opting to hold with their medic up top and 2. Now it's really hard to pop the medic here, so what they're probably looking to do is get a force on BP with spam as they move through the doors, and then milk their own Uber and come in for the cleanup after that happens. Seems to be that BP is going to rotate through the flank. Now, when they faced this before, they didn't have Uber on Fully Torqued, but what they did was they dunked some people into lobby and came up behind them, so that could work again here. It's really hard to spam that lower door. They just send some scouts and see what they can do, but for now we're just posturing and waiting to see if anything can happen. Banny trying to make some room with the stickies here, maybe get a pipe or two, but whoa, Sean Bud meets a pipe and a rocket as he peeks out the door, so that's 1 kill already, but low health on BP is going to slow down a bit, but Shrugger already peeking into the Riz lobby. The push is certainly going to come soon.
Yeah, Fragile dropped down from his perch up top, and Brad's got stickies out there. This is Gullywash. It's so hard to push these points. But BP is trying to get in. There is actually a scout and soldier who rotated around what we call flank, and there is going to be pressure on a Fragile. They're going to force the pop. They're going to trade 2 for a tag and Sizer, but they did get the pop. But Lansky does go down to Sean, but Shade has been milking his Uber famously, just refuses to pop this season. Shrugger gets a very important frag onto Z Brian. They still have a full Uber advantage, but Shrugger is going to go down. Shade is letting his whole team die, but Banny's going to stay alive, and that's a pretty good guy to save. But the question is, what can they do? There's people capping the point behind them, and they're trying to get onto Fragile, the combo, who's now going to have a huge advantage after this is over. They elect to go back, meet up with the rest of their team, and finish off the guys that were capping, so they do have an advantage, but the Fragile will have his Uber here in a little bit, but I do think that trade overall went heavily in the favor of BP now that we kind of take a look at it, as they're going to get onto the second point, and Fully Torqued does not have the bodies up to stop this.
Yeah, I feel like Fully Torqued misplayed that a bit by committing to a few people to that cap. Since the Uber from BP was available, I mean, it would have worked if Banny had decided to chase fully through choke, but obviously he's not going to make that decision because it's just going to, you know, wind up with him dying. So they back up. The Uber's going to come back from Fully Torqued. I don't feel like this can work. BP is tucked away all safe, and Shrugger tag making plays of pop. Actually, they're jumping to last already while the combo from BP is still out in the yard. Some of the flank from Fully Torqued was back to defend it, but that leaves their combo out to dry as Banny walks in with the old sticky bombs and cleans that up. So now it's
there
Uber
is a
coming
gun
in.
at last. We've seen the Hero Sentry gun so far this season, but I don't know. It's going to have to be like the most powerful Sentry gun in the world, and Sentry gun is going to go down. A big blunder there by Fully Torqued, pushing out in a terrible position. They got caught out. Banny is going to secure this round with a pipe on the Fragile. He's going to kill him 2 times by the end of this round, and that is going to even it up here at a score of 2-2. BP was in danger of going down 3-1, but they brought it all the way back in that round, and I feel like that might be a confidence boost slash confidence breaker for both sides here. We're going to see if BP can roll this quick round here. I think they're definitely feeling that, so here we go. Banny versus Pure on this mid-fight. Actually, Pure's got another nice start there. It's actually outdamaged Banny quite a bit here. Here come the bombs. They're going to tell the story. Who's going to get in with a successful bomb? It looks like Fully Torqued's going to try first, but no one is going to die yet. A lot of pain going out. Banny's going to catch Z Brian with a roller. Pressure onto Shade does go down, but only people left for Fully Torqued, Fragile, and Pure, and I believe they are out, but they did catch Shade, so looks like BP definitely is going to win mid, but Fully Torqued not in a terrible position, having a full advantage.
Oh. And that might be Seabear's internet dying, so I'm going to take that over here.
Fragile Uber. Oh. No, go ahead. You're right. I was going to give it to you anyway, but yeah, sorry.
Alright, cool. Yeah, so Fragile with the Uber, probably what they're going to look to do here is a pushback into mid with the charge, but it's such a tough thing to pull off against 6 up. They need to get at least 2 or 3 kills with it, or get Shade before the Uber wears out, and just look at the position from BP. They're all over the place. How are you going to get to Shade? They're going to come in. Pop is pretty early. They managed to get through the doors, but their scout, Justin, is left out way in front. Pure gets tagged, but I'm going to crash, so that's the end of my play-by-play.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We went pretty long time without any of us crashing, so that's good, but hopefully it doesn't start a domino effect that's going to catch all of them. I didn't like that push at first, but they did get some kills, and that's going to stop any thoughts of a repush from BP, as mid is going to go back into the possession of Fully Torqued, who worked their advantage well, but of course Shay does have leapfrogging on his mind right now, as he is at 95%, and he's going to try to push back into middle with his team. And they are, looks like, going to go through the choke area on Gullywash going into mid. This is called choke, and we're Fully Torqued pushed in there just with their Uber. That's called big door or flank. And it looks like they're actually kind of waiting out here. They're in danger of giving Uber to the blue guys here. Fully Torqued at 80%, so kind of a blunder, I gotta say, from BP. They're just waiting around. It looks like they're not going to try to push. Not sure why they didn't want to. They had advantage by 40-50%, but there it goes. Fragile's got his. He calls it out to the gods. He's announcing to the world he has Uber. He is ready. And actually, Fully Torqued is going to continue to be more aggressive. And Panny is going to shut down Sean, but on the flank with 2 pipes. Sean was trying to get aggressive and sneak into lobby, and Banny just swats him away with his fly swatter and just pipes him away. And that might cue finally the push from BP, but they're still very slow and actually just going to wait yet again. So,
oh man, Sean's going to go heavy. Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man. So what do you do as heavy here? Try to push out, maybe get him just behind the fight and just spam bullets? Or maybe you're trying to bait the push into middle and set up the heavy and just crush people. It's a big open point here in mid. Looks like he's going flank right now. He's just hanging out there. Maybe they give him as much help as possible and let him run in there and absorb Manny's pipes.
I feel like they're going to use him to try to clean up after this Uber fight. I don't see any baiting type plays, or maybe they're going to like suicide a soldier and then just have him there as denial, but he's going to show himself. I need a bit of a trap, but he's a heavy. He has plenty of health. They're actually going to dive into lobby. Fragile, that is, gets caught by the sticks. He has to pop, so they turn this into a push. They manage to get the force out from Shade, but Fragile is in a world of trouble. He manages to walk his way through that sticky, and now Banny is cleaning up Sean as heavy. Now it's just the straggling members left for Fully Torqued. Pure and Fragile back at their side of mid. Probably going to put some spam out here, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop this 5-man aggression from BP before their spawns get in, and they're already going to start backing up. So a bit of a fail there. They tried to dive the heavy combo into the lobby behind, but Banny was too close.
It was so close. Banny caught him with stickies, but I swear, Fragile may have gotten in. He was scared. He didn't want to drop in front of 1,600 people. I don't blame him there, but I think he might have gotten in. I wanted that play to work because that was awesome. The heavy got in, but the Uber was popped, and that just spelled disaster because Shade has definitely been on top of his milking game. And as soon as he saw that early pop, he was licking his lips. And now we're going to reset. Teams are going to take opposite roles here. Both teams are building towards Uber very close. Both are going to have it right now. So we're going to sit back and see maybe if BP has a trick up their sleeves. Maybe they'll suicide a scout and have him go heavy. I'm thinking probably not, but maybe.
Yeah, we do interestingly have Z-Brian like in the skybox, super high hiding spot that you normally wouldn't check, and it's possible you can fall from there and sink double rocket onto the medic for a drop, but that's only if they come through choke. And I kind of feel like the way Fully Torqued is holding is trying to bait for that. They have the demo man presence more so towards the flank than anything, but generally people don't push this choke regardless. Still, BP is looking at it. I don't know, I'm really worried about what's going to happen with this roamer play. If they look high enough up to see him or not, and he seems to be going undetected, he's waiting to see the whites of Shade's eyes, but in the meantime Tag is just making a suicide play, and Shade's not going to show himself at all. Tag not able to get anything with that suicide, and be questionable
Fully Torqued,
whether
man.
Fully Torqued goes to mid
I
or
will
not.
say this about them, Sigma. They, as soon as they get any advantage, they are like, we're going. We are going. It looked like they were gearing up to just shove into that big door area and try to recapture mid, but they thought better of it. Like, we got Tagger on, let's go! And, Romer is a good pick, but he'll be back and just as anxious to bomb, and he is already back and very anxious to bomb. And I'm actually surprised we haven't seen a Romer try to get in. Maybe that's how Tag died. I didn't actually see. But both teams are just kind of poking and really not even aggressive poking. They're trying to get in, but I don't know. They're just kind of looking around like, well, what do we do? We got to push, don't we? Maybe? No?
Yeah, it's very slow. BP, now that Tag's back, looks like it's going to be the same play again. He's jumping crazily through yard. He's going to make it up top, and Scouts are going to beat him there, and that's going to be a sad Tag. But, I mean, the thing is, Fully Torqued, they're staying so far back so that they're immune to these suicides, but by doing that, they're unable to push off these advantages. Like, by the time they walk to the door, tag will already be back up, so that's one thing. And what BP could do to take advantage of this is, like, there's no pressure on Choke anymore at all. There's just that soldier in the skybox, so assuming he doesn't get some, you know, double rocket sink killing the medic like I was talking about, assuming they look for enough to check for him, they could make a slow push through there. They're not going to take much spam damage from the combo that's 10 miles away back to the lobby door, so that's one option available to them, but I feel like they just want to continue these suicides for the time being, because eventually, you know, given another 3 or 4 tries, tag will get something with one of these, and
yeah,
that could be what they're after.
Doesn't look like Fully Torqued has any plans of pushing out, and it looks like BP, they're just kind of waiting and waiting. I wouldn't be super surprised to see them switch off to a sniper. This has gone on really, really long. It looks like Banny is electing to try to stick out people up in that lower garage door, and it looks like he's done a pretty good job of it. He's actually got a scout firing stickies away. This is one of the funniest looking pushes I've ever seen. Banny's just like pushing him in with his thumb, like, no, you stay in there. And they're actually going to get in, so the Uber is probably going to be popped here. They're just so methodical here. Finally, Z Brian is going to go down to the roamer that was in the heavens is the first frag. And there you go. Somehow BP's milk this out. There's going to be an Uber way early shade. Milks. Seagull is going to go down. A disastrous Uber. Patience by BP is going to completely pay off. And Fragile will make it out. But a blunder after all that time, that is so painful for Fully Torqued. They were just spamming taunt on the point, just taunting away. And finally, BP just kind of crawled in like a baby that possessed sticky bombs and scatterguns and won the game. As now they're going to push last.
That's the issue with holding so passively to reduce the chances of those suicides working, is you're so weak to slow pushes like that, and the slow push is just what worked. I thought Trigger crashed, but he was just standing on a little lip. It looked like he was in the middle of the air. But no, instead, it's going to be
talking about crashing. I'm out.
Are you gone?
Yeah.
Alright, nice. So we got the old heavy defense. That's Zebran playing heavy, actually, so they're opting to keep their scouts, interestingly enough. Actually, Justin's switching over to NG. So Sizer suicided there. Not really a play that is expected to get anything, but he's gonna go heavy. Yep. So the heavy weapons guy gonna come in as the follow-up, and tag kills Pure to spam somehow. That is surely gonna trigger the push. No demo man makes it so easy to get in here, and Sizer's probably already approaching, so we're gonna see Lansky and Shade work their way in through top right here. They want to get the force, and then they want to get damage onto some other stuff. Maybe if they can, if they don't get pushed away by this sentry, but we got some pressure on point, big pressure on point, and actually the calf before anyone from Fully Torqued is able to get down there. So BP sneaks it out from under their nose. They had the heavy there, but the sentry was still up, and I thought Fully Torqued had that defense, but no. The scout through water is really strong play, and you have to be pretty quick to get back on that point to prevent it, and nobody from Fully Torqued was quite in position to do so.
I instantly crashed the second I got back in. I feel like I'm just getting trolled right now. That was like a terrible round for Fully Torqued. They played pretty well overall.
Yeah.
It's just that they lost the thinking game twice for devastating results. I mean, they definitely could have held last. I mean, even with Pure going down, I mean, they would have had a free entry like you said and like you called, but I mean, they still had a chance to hold that. They just kind of gave up. Wow, okay, so a first half, 3-2, very close. The game has been a little bit boring, but honestly, Gullywash is one of the maps that tends to get boring in TF2. Usually we have more action, especially with top teams. So hopefully we see a better second half. Are they already readied up there?
Yeah, we just went live. We're going up to first mid now, so we'll see what we get here. We have a quick take on the right side by Zebrian, but he's going to get picked off by Banny and Shrugger. Banny dying to Seanbud, so that's a big deal. Now Fully Torqued can just play the spam game. They just ball up on the right side, sit behind their demo. That's all they need, but we have Shrugger in onto Fragile. He gets him down to 42 health, 29 HP. Fragile dodging around for his life, and a numbers advantage for BP, but no demo man. It's a pretty big deal. There's stickies laid down everywhere, but here comes the aggression now from BP, and all of Fully Torqued stuck in that little hole on the side is gonna die. Fragile manages to get out, a scout got onto him, but he's pistoling away and he's gonna run into Zebrian coming back on spawn, so that's not gonna get anything, but Fragile slipping away with 20 HP. One more pistol shot would have taken him down, but that's gonna be a mid for BP. Thanks to Fragile's nice escape there near the end. He's gonna have his Uber, but they have no position on 2 whatsoever, so it's gonna be tough. They could contest this, they could pop out the door, force an exchange and see what they can do, but it's gonna be up to them. They look
Okay, they're going to do it, it looks like. Well, they forced the aggressive Uber out of BP, so actually the first time we've seen Fragile pop after. Not sure how this fight's going to end up. The cap is going to go down. They were not paying attention to Banny, who was just hanging out up there, capping the point. Really important fight's going to occur in this lobby area, and they're trading off frags right now. Both medics and his scout are going to walk onto the point. They're going to try to cap. Banny is not going to let them get this for free, though. He's low already. He's going to spam them, as he knows it's just those two, and the scout and medic are going to be very brave to try to handle the Banny spam. Will medic go down? Wow, he's gotten a hit really hard. Scout pressure on the medic. Got him. Banny trades onto Shrugger, just hands it off to him. Oh my god, they're crumbling now. Fully torqued, falling all around. There's two soldiers in lobby are getting just destroyed, like picked away by Piranhas. Sean, but is the only one alive. He's a heavy. He's at last. The cap did go down, which is going to stall this out. I actually didn't see that. I thought this round was just going to end right there, but the cap is going to go down. It looks like BP is still going to attempt to get in here, but they did lose one on the entry. Shrugger did go down, but wow, that fight. Banny, I can't believe they let Banny just shoot at him for like 5 stickies, and then Shrugger came in and cleaned it up.
Yeah, I saw that part of it, and then I crashed, and our stream crashed. So...
Oh, our stream did crash. I didn't hear the warning. That sucks, guys.
Wait, we might have audio.
Yeah.
That sounds the chat.
Okay, sorry about that. Again, crash bug. In the meantime, there is an Uber into last. Fully torqued. Looks like they might have a pretty decent chance of defending this. They do not have Uber themselves. Fragile is at 70%. They do drop Lansky opening. I don't think this push is going to go. They do have upper position, does BP. They're going to turn 2 frags here. Still very close. Fragile actually did go down during Olive's cap. Pressure on the point. BP all of a sudden kills the remaining 4 in like a second, and that is going to be the round. So, hello. BP, maybe they weren't warmed up, but now it is 4-2 in favor of BP, who we had favored. Actually, my god, Sigma, you might actually be correct with your prediction yet again. This guy can be away from TF2 for like a year and a half, come on back and just get every prediction right. He is the best. But we are back here at mid-fight number 7, as Z Bryan is going to go down first. Pure is going to get Sizer, but looks like Fully Torqued has point presence. Not sure where all the blue guys are. They're hanging out underneath the point, which is not a good spot for them to be in. They are now, in fact, dead. Here comes pressure onto Shade. He does get hit by a nice rocket. The arrow onto Lansky. Wow, and Shade is going to go down to Justin. What a play by Fully Torqued. They just turned the noose around him and caught him out, and that's going to be Banny going down as well. This might be round right now. They're going to cap 2, as the scout is going to get cleaned up, and we are going to get another crash, Sigma, so... Wow,
oh, man.
BP, you know, they just got destroyed there, and a nice aggressive play. The Fragile is actually hitting a lot of those crossbow arrows, and that's actually pretty hard to do, so it's cool to watch. Here we go, push on to last. Looks like BP is going to have no chance to defend this, and indeed, they are dunsies. Fully Torqued kings it right back, another round, so 4-3 now. BP still in front, but Fully Torqued turned that back, Sigma, in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I caught the end of it. I managed to get back in, even if we're still just audio on stream, and Fully Torqued, that was a really fast round for them, and if they can swing that momentum into this mid as well, that's going to be trouble for BP, because they could tie this up really close. Z-Brand's going to go down, trades for Sizer, and gets some position on the right side. Banny dying to Seagull. Seagull doing a lot of work, but now just 2 members up for Fully Torqued. They're struggling to get away from the remaining members of BP. That was a really aggressive play. They were clearly trying to ride their momentum through that mid. Now Fragile is headed back to his own last. I think Tag was in pursuit, but decided to give it up as there's going to be spawns, and he's probably a little bit afraid of those arrows coming in to peg him against the wall.
Yeah, he got Banny. That's like the best medic frag ever. I mean, it wasn't that important, it's just a regular season game, but when you pin Banny in that situation to the back of the wall there, it's pretty funny. Here we go. Looks like Fully Torqued is not going to give this point up for free. Shade has Uber. Fragile does not have his yet, but he's really, really close, and he's going to collect it right now. The question is, did Fully Torqued go out too far? Justin does go down at the start of this fight. Both Ubers are going to be forced out here. Very important fight. Can Seagull somehow find a better Uber? But his Uber is gone! Lansky had his just for a tick longer. Takes Seagull out. It's not disastrous. It's actually Fully Torqued is going to get aggressive off of that, but that might be a folly. Pure is going to go down. No demo. They're going to have to back up now. Will Fully Torqued, and looks like Blue is going to get aggressive out of this choke area. Big fight that's drawn on here for about a minute now. Justin is going to go down to Lansky, and that might cue it. Fully Torqued is probably going to have to give up this second point and bow back into their spawn area, and I do believe it is going to go. So BP wins a huge, long fight there.
Yeah, Seagull's still peeking the door, but going out into this with the cap this far gone is a little risky, and already the BP combo pushing in through River. Bandy's got stickies up there, so now we're Uber versus Uber on last, but the way this has been going, Justin rips a headshot off to Lansky, and that's going to stop BP in their tracks.
Justin White factor. It's the first time he's gone sniper. Of course he's going to get a headshot right there. Pretty important, as it looks like Lansky was getting in to try to either bomb or take that Uber in, and of course you can't Uber without your pocket. And look at this. Fully Torqued going to creep out into lobby and collect 2 more. So it's a 3-on-6 situation, and I do believe that's going to spell the second point going down for Fully Torqued, who looked like for a moment, Sigma, they might be out of this game. Of course, if BP gets 1 more round, they will win this game. But Fully Torqued saying, no, we're going to push mid now, although we are pretty much even strength at this point, so Fully Torqued's got to be careful not to overextend.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to ride this too far. All of BP is back. They do manage to get Shrugger trade for Z-Brian. That's not too bad for them. And BP's health is actually getting really low, so this push from Fully Torqued, overwhelming, despite the fact that it was an even push. Look at this scout cleanup. 3 frags coming from the scouts. Banny and Tag managed to get some kills. Tag critically killing Fragile there. That's going to be mid for sure, but at least they have their Uber to fall back on now that things are evened out in that department. It's still, that was an amazing push from Fully Torqued there, just riding their momentum. I guess, like, with the lingering buffs and just a really nice scout play coming in from the side, they were able to get presence. Now, they're making a little bit of an appearance onto 2, but this is not going to be something they're going to commit to, as BP has their medic there. Fragile still making it up with his team. Now we get to see what Fully Torqued decides to do. I mean, with how they've been playing recently, I wouldn't be surprised to just see some kind of scout buffer run in and see what you can do kind of play. But they could choose to slow things down as well. I mean, right now, they're controlling this match. The cards are all in their hands.
Yeah, I've got to favor the Justin suicide to scout if we get into another long, drawn-out spam fight. Who's not a great sightline here, but Justin is so good, he can shoot, he can make a shot from anywhere. So we've seen Shamba be the guy who just kind of runs in at this point, and we saw him go heavy, which was hilarious and didn't work, unfortunately, but it was funny. And it looks like Justin's thinking about it. He's peeking over in that little door, or sorry, that's a big door. There is no little door in this map. What am I talking about? But right now he's not going to do that, but I definitely would like to see that, because a headshot here, this match is so close, it's teetering. BP does have a round buffer up 4-3, but Fully Torqued, man, that last fight, they just walked right in, Ubered right in their faces in 1 DM fights all over the map, and if you can do that, I mean, there's no reason why they can't come back and win this. So maybe Justin can give them a headshot and an easy push here, but it looks like they're just gonna stand around, you know, that's the other thing they could do. They could just stand around and shoot stuff.
They're pretty committed to choke now. Soldier jumping through. They make some room for the roamer bomb. He's gonna go in big on the Shade. Oh, he bounces it. He's solo. The spam still coming in. He's dodging behind the rock. Pipes flying everywhere. But man, that was close. Shade just manly holding on, not clicking that right mouse, potentially throwing away their Uber.
Oh my God, Shade. I've said Shade milks probably 5,000 times in like the last 2 matches I've casted a VP, but that's milking, ladies and gentlemen. He is on his hands and knees. He's got that pail out. He's got the udder in both hands. And he is milking away. Holy moly, that was crazy. I would have popped that 57 times during that bomb. Like, I would have popped that before Z-Brian even hit me. That was so scary. Here we go, round 2.
Here we go, yeah.
He's going to go and actually turn his attention to the roamer onto Tag, but he's going to get shut out again. This time, not nearly as close onto Shade. We're not going to have aneurysms over here over that lack of popping. But BP not electing to push off of that roamer pick, so they're just waiting. And it's kind of like you said earlier. I mean, eventually Z-Brian's going to get in and make something happen with that bomb. So it's kind of like BP maybe might want to try to get in after the next failed bomb attempt, or maybe Fully Torqued can just commit to one of these pushes. Looks like they're going flank area Sigma, and they've gotten in pretty deep here.
Yeah, this is kind of an echo of what BP did when they were on the aggressive side. They did a couple suicides, and then Fully Torqued started playing really far back, and then they switched over to a slow push, and they've managed to get some scouts up into lobby from behind. I'm trying to find where they ended up, or if they backed out.
They're in that lobby area having a scout 1v1. Very important fight. Sizer able to drop Sean, but Sean definitely got committed to a fight that even if he won, you know, the whole team is right there. So with Sean down, maybe they elect to push, but no, BP just gonna hang on back, say, come on at us. You can't possibly pop Shade. He will drop that Uber way before he pops it, so come on in, give it your best chance. He's gonna dodge everything and just never pop, so beat Fully Torque back to the drawing board.
That is one of the nice things about committing their scouts. They had Justin back there too as well, but even if both of them had died, they would have been pretty comfortable with a hold on mid, because scouts just get back to the fight so quickly. They just run up behind the meta, get a crit buff, and then they're back in. So looks like flank type slow push action is going to be the name of the game as they're clearing the way. Sean diving into lobby manages to die to Lansky there, and Zebrian was with him as well, but he gets picked off. So just a little bit more committed of a suicide, but BP, they're so far back. I mean, this push is so slow. Even if they go now, I feel like it's an even fight. Well, even though it's 2 down, the spawns are going to be there.
Sizer's underneath, but he's like, I don't know if he can get back. Looks like they're committing in. There's the force. Nice bomb by Tag. BP is right there, though. It's not a force and get out situation. We're going to trade Ubers here. Justin is going to go down. Every frag is so important in this fight. We are going to have the respawning Z-Brian and Sean, but Z-Brian is already in doing the roamer thing, hopping around. Banny goes down to Pure. So Banny out of this fight can spell disaster. Shade is going to go down. Lansky's trying to clean this fight up. Sizer flank. Both scouts onto Fragile, who is still alive miraculously. Finally is going to go down. Oh my god, I thought Fully Torqued had that fight for sure, but the scouts came in and cleaned up. It is not over yet, though. Justin is going to drop Sizer, and now Shrubber versus 2. Justin, the double, and that could be second, possibly, but I think that fight was just so even that they can't get in on it. But wow, what a
honestly, that looked
fight.
Like they already played one mid fight at the start of the round. They decided to posture around a bit and then just have another mid fight. So that's exactly what that looked like to me. Pure, oh, wow!
Ooh, man.
Trying to peek choke, Banny punishes them really hard for that aggression. Takes out Seagull and Pure with the same sticky. Surely this time BP is going to roll in through mid. There's no way that Fully Torqued can stop them. The best play that they would have if they want is bomb on the medic. Z-Brian gives it a shot, but doesn't manage to drop Shade, so that's going to be Fully Torqued backing up to their 2. At least the Ubers, even, they have that. They have their demo spawn so they can hold the choke a bit. Banny getting a bit aggressive here, trying to get some damage in. Potential for slow push, but it looks like they're going to back up. Maybe try some flank, or maybe it's their turn to run a couple suicides. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it looks like those suicides are already kind of in route. Shrugger has gotten into lobby. They're actually on point, so they are going to do the slow push. Now, Fully Torqued is upper, but they haven't gotten out onto the patio. They're actually in danger. Yeah, there goes that early pop. And Shade, I don't have to tell you what he's doing. It's a 4-letter word, ING, milk. That's 6-letter, 7-letter word. I can do math. Milk it, that's what he's doing, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap, and it's actually a way better fight. Not worst case scenario for Fully Torqued, as they are going to have a chance to defend last. Watch it, Justin is going to go down, Fragile's going to go down. Where did they get caught out in? Holy crap, that could be the game right now. Z-Brian is going to have to go hero mode at last, and I'm not going to ask anyone to spell any other words, because apparently I can't either. Can Z-Brian find frags? He does get one. Pure is behind the point, just holding on. Just 2 fingers on the thread. It's tearing away. Can they possibly? Here come the spawns. And Pure goes down. Sizer with 2. Sean spawns and is able to clean that up, and the rest of Fully Torqued is out. GGs are going off in spawn, but ladies and gentlemen, it's not over yet, boys. So BP definitely had a very good chance, and actually Shade doesn't have an Uber advantage at all. So Fully Torqued, wow. They will not die.
I'm glad the match didn't end right there, because I crashed with scouts looking at each other with 10 HP on point.
God. Yeah. There was a double and by Sizer, but the spawns came in just in time. Thankfully, a Gullywash, he spawned right next to the point, so these dropped down, and actually the medic was there to give him a nice buff. And now we're set up. The sentry gun is being built as we speak. Shrugger is jumping around in the last point like a maniac. Don't exactly know what he's doing, but he's out. I thought he was suiciding. He actually got all the way into the spawn door area and jumped back, so Shrugger, I guess, was dared by Banny. I dare you to go touch the door, Shrugger. And he was like, alright, Banny. He did it, because he's awesome. And spam going off, but everyone is safe. Both heavies, both teams with a heavy. Some Russia on Russia love incoming. And yeah, you back, Sigma.
Yeah, I'm back in now, so... And back to this familiar visage we see before us. Looks like Uber push coming in up top. Uber's popped both teams, and this is going to go nowhere on this push. The sentry's still up. The Uber soldier is still there, and yeah, that's Gully.
Yep, it's like, we're going to push. No, you're not. See ya. Bye.
Oh, there's some heavy on heavy action in the water. I missed it, but looks like Seanbai got the better of that one, maybe catching Sizer on spun, or maybe he was buffed and Sizer wasn't, but that's going to stalemate things out once again. Class changes going around, people flipping back and forth. To see what Sizer opts to do. Sniper.
Yeah. I have a feeling I got a feeling that Sizer is going to do something crazy on Sniper. He has got such a high percentage of plays made to Sniper ratio, like he goes Sniper and makes a play, it seems. So I've got faith. We got to get the Sizer cam. He definitely has the coolest AWP reskin that I've ever seen, and he's going to get his first shot right now. He's going to peek River, and it doesn't look like they're ready for it. Fully torqued. They have to know now. They're going to get spam off. Here comes Paul. Will he find a hole with his force bullet? Gets the body shot under the fragile. Play underscore made. Holy cow, there comes the Uber. Nothing is going to be able to stop him here at last. Justin is going to go down. Sizer on the Justin with the headshot right back at you, says Paul. Lansky is in. Tag is in. Only Siegel and T. Brian remain, and they cannot do it. Game is going to end. BP were scared early. Scared actually in the middle part of that game. But they are going to come away with a very close win at a score of 5-3. Woo, all that stalemating is going to end with Sizer going Sniper.
I cannot believe that they couldn't spam. Like, they saw him so early as he scoped up his crosshair crossed a soldier standing on point. Yeah. I'm shocked that there wasn't like 50 million rockets, but he just casually peeked around the corner, looked at Fragile for like a second or two, is like, yeah, I think I'll kill that guy. And there he went, so wow, big play out of Sizer to finish off that match. That was really sick, and I'm glad I did not crash during it.
Yeah, I actually only crashed once in the last, like, 25 minutes. I was only going in third person, though, flying around free camp, so maybe that's the key to limiting crashes, but of course the cameramen don't want to do that because that's awful shot. We do have the stats up on the stream. Let's take a look. Banny is going to go 337 damage per minute. What? Whoa, he almost doubled Pure's damage. Brad was at 185, and that's not almost double, but that's a huge disparity. Only one even close was Siegel, having a great game on Pocket, 327 damage per minute for him. He was a little bit rusty last week on his return to Pocket, but we have to say, he is pretty much ridiculous at Pocket Soldier, and he had a great game.
I'm really shocked to see Pure's damage that low. Like, it seemed the entire time like he was making a ton of plays. Like, that one jump on mid into double pipe, that was totally sick. And he was playing, like, a lot of those fights really well, but I guess just over time, the creeping stickies from Banny were just doing a lot more work in that department than him. But at the same time, I mean, Siegel did a lot of damage, so he's, I guess, some of the differences, Siegel's getting pocketed a lot more, and Banny's getting pocketed a lot as well. I mean, all those pushes, we see Banny sitting at the end of the heel beam. Pure may be watching traps or something more often and letting Siegel do some of the work, so there is that, but...
You gotta say, though, like, you get out-damaged by 140 or whatever, 150, 160, but you sticky jumped into the demo combo and killed both of them with pipes. You still get a lot of props from the caster, so we're going to have a golf clap for Brad. Actually, a standing that play was one of the best I've ever seen. If they would have won that game, that play would go down as one of the all-time regular season invite plays. Like, that was awesome. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're not done quite yet. Truck and I are going to sneak our way into the LG Mumble, so I'm going to have to give him info for that, which I will do here in a minute, and we are going to do question and answer time with Team BP. So, you guys phrase questions for those nerds. No, we're not done, Yuffie Duffy. Not even close, baby. But GG's, of course. Sigma, you are more than welcome to join us. I can give you info, too. I can't bring DJC into that mumble because they have mutual hatred. But before we do that, let me reiterate that we want you guys to follow, like Lame Effect says, Team Fortress TV, the stream. We will bring you awesome invite, laggy, crashy invite action as much as we possibly can. The YouTube is youtube.com/TeamFortressTV, Twitter @TeamFortressTV, and if you want to subscribe and be cool like Hookie_ or Cheeseburger Apocalypse, or even me, I have subscribed. All the money that we get will go to improving the stream and getting people like Lang paid, which is worth it. So hit subscribe if you guys want to be awesome. But I'm going to do a quick break here and flip Truck and Sigma some Mumble info. We're going to go have a little exit interview with BP. So give us a few seconds here, Sigma, while I do that. Is there anything else that stood out for you in the match other than huge plays being made that pop up on stream for a second? Hello, that's my stream window. Steam window. But yeah, anything else you want to say while I do this stuff?
I have to say, even though that they lost that game, I was very, very impressed with how well Fully Torqued played. Like, I felt like it was mainly going to be BP manhandling them and then Fully Torqued sneaking a few rounds off of good mids, but it was an even match for the most part.
Yeah, it really was. Fully Torqued looks really good, man. Like way better than I thought they would.
Like, it's just really strong. And even then, I saw a few miscues happening throughout the match between Seagull and Fragile, where they could have done a lot more work, but they were kind of not quite on the same page. So I imagine as that gets straightened out in like a week or two as they play together more, they're going to get even scarier. So that is a thought. And I could definitely see Fully Torqued not only as a LAN contender now, but as potentially a championship team, given how they played tonight.
Tackling Mix-Up is going to be tough, but BP beat Mix-Up. BP, I think, might be the best team right now, and they gave them a really close game. Of course, we're going to talk to BP and get their reaction to that game, see if they have any excuses for maybe a lackluster first couple rounds there in that game. And I'm going to head on over there right now, Truck. If you want to follow me, are you set to go? Mr. Truck Squared, he is ready to go. All right, so give us like 30 seconds here. Start asking questions. Sizer, you're probably already gone. Okay, we're going to move. Bad though. All right, we've been chatting before, Truck. I forgot there is a password on this Mumble. There's no other password to any other Mumble that I regularly go into. So I forgot. And of course, Mumble, you don't have to do it every time. It just does it one time. Okay, so we're here. We are ready to go. I am here with, I think everybody is still here. Did anyone bow out early? Looks like everyone's still here. So if you guys have questions for BP, go ahead and phrase them. Looks like there's one already here that Thomaster wants to know, why did you take a heavy to push last? So why don't we start with Sizer since he was playing heavy? Why did it take you so long to go sniper, Paul? It was easy once you went sniper, jeez.
Well, I mean, I feel like the heavy is like a lot more durable and be much more higher percentage. And after it failed, I didn't want to try it again because they knew where I was going with it, so they just have an easy counter for it. So I think it was Shade who was like telling me to go sniper when I respawned, so I got to give credit to Shade for telling me to do that.
Shade gets equal credit. I actually see a good Shade question. It's a Shade Sizer question. So I kind of asked this. Sir Tottles wants to know, why did you choose to go sniper over heavy against Sizer? Sort of answered that already, but if there's any more to elaborate. And Shade, how the hell do you decide to milk V Pop? Sigma and I almost had a double heart attack when Z Brian got in on you guys while you were holding two. And he was just like, I was like, oh, he's going to have to pop. 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 Sigma's like, oh, just pop it. Oh! And he just didn't. And then he lived somehow. And there's like rollers coming in. What is the deal with the milking, Shade?
I'm just... Well, it cost us one round too, because on one of the last pushes, I tried milking literally the hardest I've ever tried milking on the last hold, and Seagull, I think, came from like out of nowhere on the patio and dropped me. But for a lot of the one, like I know for a bomb, like if we're holding two and they're gonna send in one soldier, generally speaking, I know we're gonna hold that choke pretty hard that nothing else will pretty much slip in. So I just have to worry about one soldier. So if I see Zabrian jump in, that's one rocket. His next rocket, I think, missed or did minimal damage, not enough to kill me with this third rocket. So I just prayed that he didn't direct me with the third and I take splash from something else, because I knew we'd kill him before he got off that fourth rocket. So I held on to that Uber and I saw him starting to peak choke and I got pretty nervous.
Yeah, I was trying. We were nervous is an understatement. Sigma and I were like, okay.
Oh
dude.
god, yeah, that one was pretty close.
You hugged that rock.
Yeah.
You can't do that to me, man. All right, there's a good one here. This is towards the end of all the questions. I'll scroll up and see if there's any ones I missed. But this one's for you, Mr. Banny, Mr. Vincent. Banny, Z Brian kept meeting you at choke on every mid. The last round, you ended up just bullying through. How do you counter that specific roamer early aggression?
Yeah, that's a good question. We expected him to do that. Like, we knew that was a move that he liked to do. But anyway, once it came down to that last half, he started doing it repeatedly. And the first time it happened, I was able to hit him, and then he got cleaned up by a scout. And that's pretty much how it should be done every time. The first time I got rushed by a scout, I think, I was not prepared. Then I pretty much figured I'm not going to let them like counter us on mid. So we just stuck to the same strat and knew that we could counter them. Like they were trying to, because Z-Brian was like an easy pick basically. By the third round, we like understood. I like specifically told Sizer, I'm gonna keep baiting him towards our choke. Just kill him, because I'll hit him for something, and then you just kill him, and then we'd have control of our side. So,
Jaegerguard has a good question here. I want to get the other members, so this can go out to the soldiers on this team, Lansky and Tag. What did you guys think of A. Siegel's return to this game, and how would you rank him right now amongst the pockets? If you guys didn't see the damage, went pretty much crazy, almost matching your damage, Manny, on pockets. So he had a great game. Did he? How's his game looking? Are you guys afraid of him even returning to even a better form, as he's still probably pretty rusty considering how much time he's had off?
I guess I'll take that. He's really, really good. There's no doubt about it that he's like easily like one of the best pockets in the game. I think the damage is a little. It's mostly just because he got every Uber. Pierre didn't really take any of the Ubers for their team. Like he was usually just like sitting back watching a trap, making sure their flank was covered. So it's kind of up to him to like do all the damage for them. So it's good that he can do it, and I'm impressed, to say the least.
Yeah, I want to get a Tag question. It seems like the roamer doesn't get enough love, man. Come on, guys, let's ask the Tag question. Tag, both you and actually I have the stats up right now. Both you and Z Brian had really awful stat games, although you only died 23 times. He definitely was moving in a lot with bombs and just suiciding much more than you were. Is that something that you guys don't want to do, or maybe you just couldn't find an opening? But Z Brian was willing to get in and try the bomb, but you guys weren't trying that suicide play nearly as much. Tag.
We tried one suicide play like 3 times in a row.
Oh, that's right. You were hopping around upper like a maniac.
Yeah,
that was really funny.
Yeah, but they were holding so far back that I couldn't get anywhere. I don't think Gullywash is a very jump friendly map. I don't know. There aren't a lot of places to hide, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. You mostly have to get lucky, like if they're not watching something and you walk right in.
Like I tried to hide there on second. There's like you can only hide in upper. You can hide behind rock, or you can hide behind point, I guess. But it's not a very roamer exciting map. Usually you just try to follow up on damage, and like if the enemy team is watching the flanks, then like you really can't get in. It's pretty you just gotta die a lot.
It wasn't one of my favorite maps on Roamer. Yes, this is Crow has another question for you, Tag, and it's a good one. Tag, what do you do pushing last? I have no idea. Gullywash on Roamer. Unhappy face. Well, yeah, that's an unhappy face. We'll go with that. It's an odd one. So, do you have any specific plays that you run for yourself on Gullywash last, or what?
Usually I just try to jump in lower water really fast. And I'll try to time coming up like with our team so that the enemy team isn't on the point, so I don't get destroyed immediately. But I come up and it's just a timing thing. But that's what I usually like to do because it's such a small last and there are no places to hide or anything that I'd either end up getting destroyed instantly or ended up taking too much of the Uber or something like that, getting flashed. So I just like to stay out of sight and try to catch people off guard from water.
Yeah, we need to get Shrugger in here. So Shrugger, I'm going to ask this next question at you. I see a couple of these. Red color. He wants to know, was this your hardest match to win so far? And I saw a couple other. I don't remember the name because it's scrolled up. But they were basically asking what your opinion is, or all of your opinion. But I'm going to ask Shrugger. Between Mix-Up and Fully Twerked. Sigma and I commented that Fully Twerked was a lot stronger than we both thought. Did you find that, Shrugger, to be the case? It looked like their scouts were very good in the 1v1 department.
Fully Twerked was definitely playing really well, a lot better than they were earlier in the season, but I'll still say Mix-Up is definitely a bigger challenge.
Yeah. Anyone else want to comment on that as far as Fully Twerked giving you guys a pretty tough match tonight? Were you expecting this hard of a match?
Yeah,
harder, not as hard.
Their scouts were really were the more aggressive scouts that we played against so far, in my opinion. They if I do a jump, they chase me all the way back out and kill me. And
They did their homework.
I specifically predicted 5-3 for the match. So
Shrugger is the new Sigma. He's always right.
No.
Sigma. Yeah, we thought it was gonna be 5. I said 5-1, you guys. So they definitely were more competitive when they went out to the 2-round lead. I was like, what's going on here? This is crazy. Why don't we take one more? I don't actually have one queued up here. I got Lame Effects, who's always helping all of us all the time, doing everything for us, and he's been sending me questions here. I'm gonna scroll up here and see if I can find one. So why don't we sum up? I don't know if we asked you guys about Fully Torque's sort of additions, their updated lineup. Does anyone want to comment on what you guys think about it? Like stronger, not better, worse, whatever?
Better by far. It's like they got upgrades on, I'd say, every position that they swapped. People who are more comfortable playing the classes that they're on now.
With that being said, I wanted to meet Lang.
yeah.
Lansky, someone wants to know how you feel about Shade's milking. He actually said something else, but I'm going to insert the word milking in place of the other word because it's more of a pertinent question. Are you cool with the milking?
Well, most of our Ubers for this team, unless we have like equal Ubers, I guess, it's usually like Banny who's like getting most of the heals. So it doesn't really bother me that like I feel like I'm disposable if it means our team winning. So if I'm able to like make them pop and then Shade wants to milk it, if it means me dying but us winning, I'm completely fine with that.
Okay. All right. So we're devolving into troll questions. I'm not going to ask him about the flank. All right. Let him live through it. It was a while ago. All right. No one should have seen that pace spin. It's a violation of personal space. But yeah, I think that's going to do it. So why don't we go to shoutouts here? We're going to go down the list. So we'll start with Banny. Banny, any shoutouts for you? I know we just did this like 5 days ago, but hey, never hurts to get more shoutouts.
I'll just say shout out to Sync. And shout out to everyone on this team. They're incredible. And GG to Fully Torqued.
Paul, any shoutouts?
Lang, my ETS team, DUW. That's it.
Always a girl gamer in Sizer's.
Damn straight.
Source priority.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man.
Use this opportunity.
That's good. Lansky, shoutouts.
Once again, casting crew like usual. You guys are incredible. Also Twitch John for all his work recently, getting like all the the stuff for the Twitch stream, the button, all that stuff. It's really cool. I think this game's heading in the right direction. And yeah, just all the viewers, of course.
Yeah, we have faces. Sizer and I have faces. Yes.
That's because we're the best.
We are. We got the two brown faces. His is a little bit more brown than mine, but it's
Wait,
okay.
I didn't see yours.
Yeah, well, mine's not as popular because I just kind of look like a dude. There I am. Sidwin posted it in chat. Hey. Shade. I know you're gonna have a shout out to something about Binding of Isaac, so I'll just let you go.
Oh yes. Shout out to all the people that won pill challenges today when I was streaming. So shout out to Boone, Bosch, Psycho Clarky, Birdie, Jappy, and Jack. I think that was everybody. Shout out to all those guys.
Those guys don't even know what TF2 is.
Yeah, they're just Binding of Isaac fans, man. I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never played that game before.
And shout out to Cobalt Streak, 412-0.
Okay. Shrugger, shout outs for you. I know you have a million of them just ready to go.
Shout out to Control F Muffin and Deggy.
Okay. Sigma, I didn't get you to give any shout outs before. And unfortunately, I wasn't asking you for questions, but I hate when people do that. It's like, hey, do you have a question ready? Go. And then you don't, and you're like, oh, no. I was just doing stream questions because those are easier. We don't have to think. Shout outs for you, and let me say thank you again for joining us. It was always fun to cast with my buddy.
I'll just give shout outs to all the players for giving us a good match.
Okay,
Defiance tells me to shout out to Feeds, so them too.
And them too. Tagarung, shout out.
Well, ever since the last shout out for Disengage, he still hasn't contacted me, so he's not gonna get a shout out this time. He's a complete ass. I'm gonna give my shout out to everybody and all the viewers for watching. because it's cool.
To
There's so many
everybody.
people. Yeah, except
Yeah.
for disengage.
We had a lot of momentum, and then our stream crashed. I think we had like 4 crashes
Really?
for the stream. It's that stupid spec glitch. It affects
Yeah.
Source TV as well. I crashed a
Oh.
lot in that game too, but we managed. I mean, it's like we're so good at casting that we have to make it harder for ourselves. It's like we're ramping up the difficulty by crashing all the time and stuff. So it's easy mode for
Just-
us at this point.
There's gonna be that day where the stream just is perfect.
Yeah, it's like you work out with like ankle weights on, and then you take the ankle weights off, and you're just like, oh, this is so easy. I can run and jump like a NBA basketball player. Well, that's what it's gonna be for us, man. We're gonna be like, hey, this is perfect, and then we're gonna cast like eloquently and perfectly, and it's gonna be great. But all right, so we are done here, guys. I want to say a very special thank you to Truck for not only stepping in for Lang and doing the camera work, doing a very good job, but dealing with all sorts of BS. Hopefully, I want all you guys that are still here, by the way, to write an email to Valve and say, fix the spec error glitch. I don't even know if they're aware of it. Like, I'm sure pubbers don't ever really find out or, like, have issues with it because they're pubbing. We need to fix this because it's really getting to the point where it was old last week and now it's just stupid. ESEA needs to step up and get a lag-free Source TV, but I'll let them off the hook because they're ESEA. But Valve, come on, we need to fix that. So help. And so thank you, Truck. That was not an easy ask, but you did great. Thanks to both teams. GGBP wins 5-3. So for Sigma, Truck, I'm Seabear, wishing you guys a good night. We will be back tomorrow casting yet another match, and Thursday on the ESEA stream. So until then, have a good night.